Hello, fellow nerds. Today we are going to have a quick look at the monster manual for two reasons. One, I have been playing Baldur's Gate 3 non-stop since launch. I'm on my 5th playthrough, I have to admit. Now, I've been playing early access pretty much since the very beginning, but it has consumed my free time since August. And one of my favorite creatures I encountered is the Displacer beast. Now, for those of you who have only started because you had to wait for the PlayStation and Xbox launch, or you haven't progressed that far into the game, I'm not going to spoil on which occasions you meet a Displacer beast. I'm just going to say so much that both are pretty epic. So that's the first reason. The second reason is that my Wildmount campaign has progressed pretty far, and my players are about to leave the region they've been in for the past couple of sessions. And they are all going to be level 4, I think, next session. And I just want to throw more powerful creatures at them. And I'm really in love with the idea of using a Displacer beast, maybe a weakened version, a cub or something, kitten. Or, have them meet a proper Displacer beast. In a battle they can't win. They are not supposed to win. They are a pretty clever group in figuring out when they're in over their heads. So this is why we're going to have a look at the monster manual chapter about this particular creature, which is a large monstrosity, apparently. Okay, let's get into it. This monstrous predator takes its name from its ability to displace light so that it appears to be several feet away from its actual location. A Displacer beast resembles a sleek great cat covered in blue-black fur. However, its otherworldly origins are clear in its 6 legs and the 2 tentacles sprouting from its shoulders, both ending in pads tipped with spiky protrusions. A Displacer beast's eyes glow with an awful malevolence that persists even in death. Displacer beasts roamed the twilight lands of the Feywild for ages, until they were captured and trained by the Unsilly court. The warriors of the court selectively bred the beasts to reinforce their ferocious and predatory nature, using them to hunt unicorns, pegasi, and other wondrous prey. However, it didn't take long for the Displacer beasts to use their malevolent intelligence to escape their masters. Running and breeding freely in the Feywild, the Displacer beast soon came to the attention of the Silly court. With blink dog companions at their side, Fey hunters drove these predators to the fringes of the Feywild, where many crossed over to the material plane. To this day, Displacer beasts and blink dogs attack each other on sight. Displacer beasts kill not just for food, but also for sport. They target prey even when not hungry, often toying with their victims to entertain themselves until they are ready to eat. After killing its prey using its tentacles, a displacer beast drags the corpse to a quiet place where it can feed without distraction. Displacer beasts hunt alone or in small prides that demonstrate skill at setting ambushes. A single beast will strike and withdraw, luring prey into a densely wooded area where its pack mates wait. Packs of displacer beasts hunting near trade roads recall the frequency and schedule of regular caravans, laying down ambushes to pick off those caravans. Intelligent evil creatures favor displacer beasts as pets, but the displacer beast enters such an alliance only if it appears beneficial. A displacer beast might guard a vault or act as a bodyguard for a prominent individual. So, we glean from this that they are just magic cats. Play with their food, live in prides, have a will of their own. So, let's have a look at the stat block. It is a large monstrosity with a lawful evil alignment. Its natural armor class is a 13 and it has 85 hit points or 10d10 plus 30. And it has a speed of 40 feet. It has 18 points in strength with a modifier of plus 4, 15 in dexterity with a modifier of plus 2, 16 points in constitution with a modifier of 3, only 6 points in intelligence with a modifier of minus 2, 12 points in wisdom, that's a modifier of plus 1, and 8 points in charisma with a modifier of minus 1. It has 60 feet dark vision and a passive perception of 11. It doesn't speak any languages and understands none. Its challenge rating comes to a 3 with 700 experience points. Now, it has two rather interesting features. One is obviously displacement. The displacer beasts project a magical illusion that makes it appear to be standing near its actual location, causing attack rolls against it to have disadvantage. If it is hit by an attack, this trait is disrupted until the end of its next turn. This trait is also disrupted where the displacer beast is incapacitated or has a speed of 0. Now the other trait is avoidance. And this is really useful. If the displacer beast is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a saving throw to take only half damage, it instead takes no damage if it succeeds on the saving throw and only half damage if it fails. I can see how this is very effective against a group with a lot of magic users. Maybe avoidance makes it a bit too powerful. like this creature more and more, to be honest. And then let's have a look at the actions. It has multi-attack, a classic. The Displacer beast makes 2 attacks with its tentacles. And then there's the tentacle attack. Melee weapon attack, +6 to hit with a reach of 10 feet. 1 target only, and on a hit it deals 7 or 1d6 +4 bludgeoning damage, +3 or 1d6 piercing damage. Now, I get that this is supposed to put the focus on these really cool tentacles, but it's a cat. Let it have a bite attack and a claw attack too. Maybe I could just add those myself, but then it's way too powerful for level 4. I'll have to think about this. Anyway, it's really pretty. The artwork is really pretty too. Now, what awaits us on the next page? Oh, Doppelganger. Okay. Let's have a look at those. I do like the idea of creatures who can change their appearance. If I ever get to play in a campaign again, you know, as a player and not as the forever DM, I would like to play a changeling, even though I think game mechanics wise this might be rather challenging, but I like the idea of questions of identity these types of creatures evoke. So, Doppelgänger, which is a German word by the way, hence the proper pronunciation. Doppelgänger are devious shapeshifters that take on the appearance of other humanoids, throwing off pursuit or luring victims to their doom with misdirection and disguise. Few creatures spread fear, suspicion, and deceit better than Doppelgänger. Found in every land and culture, they can take on the guise of any individual of any race. A doppelganger's adopted form allows it to blend into almost any group or community, but its transformation doesn't impart languages, mannerisms, memory, or personality. Doppelganger often follow or capture creatures they intend to impersonate, studying them and probing their minds for secrets. A doppelganger can read a creature's surface thoughts, allowing it to glean that creature's name, desires, and fears, along with a few scattered memories. Now, to be honest, desires and fears are not surface thoughts. But moving on. A doppelganger impersonating a specific creature as part of a long-term plot might keep its double alive and close at hand for weeks, probing the victim's mind daily to learn how to behave and speak authentically. Doppelganger work alone or in small groups, with group roles shifting from con to con. While one doppelganger takes the place of a murdered merchant or noble, the others take on a number of identities as circumstances warrant, playing the parts of family or servants while they live off the victim's riches. Doppelganger are too lazy or self-interest to raise their young. They assume attractive male forms and seduce women, leaving them to raise their progeny. A doppelganger child appears to be a normal member of its mother's species until it reaches adolescence, at which point it discovers its true nature and is driven to seek out its kind to join them. I faintly remember a very good short story, I think on Don't Make Fun of Me on Tumblr, about a mother realizing her child is a changeling or shapeshifter, and she decides to just raise her kid because it's her kid. So can you hear my cat munching its kibble in the background? I hope you don't, but I think the mic is picking it up. It's his almost midnight snack. So, doppelganger are medium monstrosities, shape changer, and their alignment is neutral, which makes absolute sense. Their armor class is a 14. Oh, that's rather high, isn't it? For a humanoid. It has 42 or 8d8 plus 16 hit points and a speed of 30 feet. It has 11 points in strength, that's a modifier of 0, a dexterity of 18, that's a modifier of 4, 14 points in constitution, that's a modifier of 2, 11 points in intelligence, that's also a modifier of 0, 12 points in wisdom with a modifier of +1, and 14 points in charisma, that's a modifier of +2. Now I would have expected charisma to be its highest stat, because it has to be convincing in its performance. Skills, deception is +6 and insight +3. That makes sense. Doppelganger are immune to being charmed. They have a dark vision range of 60 feet and a passive perception of 11. And they speak and understand common. And they have a challenge rating of 3. Now let's have a look at the traits. Shape changer. The doppelganger can use its action to polymorph into a small or medium humanoid it has seen, or back into its true form. Its statistics, other than its size, are the same in each form. Any equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transformed. It reverts back to its true form if it dies. Ambusher. The doppelganger has advantage on attack rolls against any creature it has surprised. Surprise attack. If the doppelganger surprises a creature and hits it with an attack during the first round of combat, the target takes an extra 10 or 3d6 damage from the attack. That's a lot of extra damage. Actions. Multi-attack. The doppelganger makes 2 melee attacks. Slam. Melee attack +6 to hit with a reach of 5 feet. One target only. On a hit, it deals 7 or 1d6 +4 bludgeoning damage. Read thoughts. The doppelganger magically reads the surface thoughts of one creature within 60 feet of it. The effect can penetrate barriers, but 3 feet of wood or dirt, 2 feet of stone, 2 inches of metal, or a thin sheet of lead blocks it. While the target is in range, the doppelganger can continue reading its thoughts as long as the doppelganger's concentration isn't broken. Basically as if concentrating on a spell. While reading the target's mind, the doppelganger has advantage on wisdom, insight, and charisma, deception, intimidation, and persuasion checks against the target. That was interesting. I think I have another idea. Oh, my campaign really is in a place of change. So it's time to get creative. Maybe, although I always find it a cheap move to have a shapeshifter be the villain. You know, the trusted NPC that everybody liked turns out to be a shapeshifter. Not very creative. But then I just had one of these treacherous NPCs attack my party from behind, which is maybe a topic for another video. I basically put a Ghost of Saltmarsh quest into my Wildmount setting because we're still on the Menagerie Coast, and I needed something for them to do while they are waiting for their pirate captain to return and pick them up. And Ghost of Saltmarsh was the obvious choice because the setting is so similar. And they really liked it, and they didn't see it coming. But then my NPC rolled abysmally, and they rolled very well. I was frustrated because my plan failed, and I was really happy how my players handled the situation. So the classic DM experience. Your plans get thwarted, but you're very proud of your players. Anyway, I'm going to update you on the state of my campaign. And maybe next or the video after that, I'm not sure. I'm really into monster lore at the moment. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something about Doppelganger and Displacer beasts. But even if you didn't learn anything new, I hope you found this relaxing. And I hope you have a very nice day if you're listening to this early in the day. And if you're listening to this in the evening, I hope you have very, very pleasant dreams. Until the next time, bye bye fellow nerds.